What's good with your peeps? What's going on? What's popping? Welcome into the house. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Talk, even if no one enters into the room. Just want to talk about my experience today. Actually, I had a live where I went and spoke to some kids at what is called a downtown street school, and school for at-risk kids that have been either kicked out of regular high school or um, had some type of disciplinary action where they couldn't go back to high school, regular high school. So I had a long talk with those kids, share with them my experience as far as getting into a situation where I got locked up. But most importantly, I tried to really share with them the ideal of entrepreneurship. Because what you have with children, when you're dealing with children that's at risk and children that's coming from the inner city, it was black, white, it was Hispanic, uh, so it was a good mixture of different kids in there, and we was really just trying to give a little bit of the story that where I came from, what I was into, what happened to me, and how I was able to transition and get into what it is that I'm doing right now. What's up, Leslie? I see you. Yeah, this was a surprise. I wasn't really going to jump on up in, but again, I went to the downtown street school, and I actually spoke to some kids, teenagers, about my situation as far as getting in trouble, end up going to prison, selling drugs, etc. Spoke to them on that, but more importantly, I spoke to them about the transition as far as dealing in entrepreneurship, because I feel that those kids that are really struggling in school, for the most part, many of them just don't fit into that curriculum. And for them to really be able to get out of the situation that they're in and try to overcome the environment that most of them are living in, they're gonna have to be able to find something that is creative for themselves that can actually generate them some income. So I shared with them about YouTube channels, etc. Shared with them about my experiences becoming a personal trainer and how I eventually maneuvered that into becoming aware of the herbs and also investing in the CBD products. And also I shared with them about the veganism. And they had a lot of questions, which was good. You know what I mean? They had a lot of good questions about all the things, not just the negative paths that I shared with them, but about the entrepreneurship, about the veganism. They were really intrigued about that. Not saying that they didn't want it to be vegan, but they definitely hadn't had exposure to, I think, many individuals who were or are vegan, and they had a lot of questions dealing with that as well. So it was a good take. Also, I just explained to them I understand how vicious the environment can be for most individuals who are trapped in that type of environment, and the ability to be able to get out of that environment. That's a difficult task to do. So I believe the key to really giving most of them the opportunity to really break free from the environment and be able to get out of the environment is to teach them how to become more entrepreneur in their ways. Many of them, not saying those who were there, but those who are in that environment, many of them engage in selling drugs, etc. That is a form of entrepreneurship, but that's the negative form. So trying to a really get them into a situation or understanding their unique talents and really trying to build those unique talents into small businesses that they can do themselves. They don't have to be no major business. And again, I think YouTube would be a great vehicle for a lot of them. Of course, it takes time to build those channels, but other things. So I think schools like that really should, and I don't know if they do or not. One of my clients got me in there to speak today. I'll be speaking with her more often about what it is that they got going on and share anything that I can share with them in order to give those kids the best opportunity to get free. They're not going to be scared into doing the right thing. That doesn't work, in my opinion. If you teach them something where they can actually become the owner of what it is that they're doing, then that's going to give them a great opportunity. That's my opinion. Yeah, I hear you on that, Leslie. Yeah. Yeah, that trap is real. Yeah, definitely. The past is in the past, but it's an opportunity to share with some individuals who may be dealing dealing with the environments and the circumstances that really allowed it to be easy for me to go into what it is that I end up going into. Many of them face the same environment. You know what I mean? So I get you on that. And thanks for the support, Leslie. No doubt. What's up, V? I see you. How's things going with you? So again, I ain't gonna stay on here long, guys. I really just wanted to step in and speak that. I'll be on here about 5 to 10 more minutes. Got some things that I need to do today that I want to do today. I'll be dropping a video dealing with the licorice root probably later on today or tomorrow. Yeah. So you was trapped. You was trapped, Leslie. What you get caught up in? Because many of us are, and you see a lot of it with the ladies. It wasn't as much. The ladies back in my day, it wasn't as much of them getting trapped off. Some of them were getting trapped off, but definitely now, and even back then, again, women was getting trapped off, but it seems like it's almost double or triple when it comes to the females being trapped off in that environment and engaging in a lot of the behaviors that mostly were what men was doing for the most part. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that city life can be torturous, no doubt about that. So again, I think that the best way to go about helping those children is to teach them entrepreneurship. I think when this school system went away from really teaching them individuals how to be craftsmen as well, like building things, builders, carpenters, contractors. That's not saying that that's all they can be, but if you give an individual a tangible tool to be able to work things out, and if they're talented with it, they can matriculate that into something different. So I think when school system went from really just focusing in on technology, what technology is important, it really left a lot of people behind because not everybody's going to be technologically advanced or even inspired to do that in that way. So you know what I mean? That that right there means a lot. So again, I spoke with the kids. The kids, at first, I wasn't a big fan of going to speak with kids. To be honest with you, because I just felt as if the talks are usually just more fear-based. I knew my talks would never be fear-based. Like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, because that doesn't work when you're in an environment where all that is being done and then some on a regular basis. Very few people are feared or scared into doing the right thing. Teach the individuals the skills necessary to become entrepreneurs. This is my thought process. Then that's going to give them the opportunity to really break free from that environment. What's up, Nikki? Oh, cool, Leslie. That's cool. That's cool. What your son doing, Leslie? Yeah, it's always great, man, if you can build something. Like, it's a struggle. It's for most of us. Like, things ain't easy when it comes down to this entrepreneur lifestyle. You got a lot of hustling going on. You know what I mean? Especially if you don't make it big off, just shoot out the box and shoot out the gate and make it happen. It's a lot of struggling. It's a lot of back and forth. Cool painting. Yeah, that's cool. I was painting at one time too, Les. Sharon actually taught me how to paint. So we turned that into a little small business ourselves back in the day. We actually had a contract with what is called the Bryan Center where we live at. It was a nursing home that was redoing their walls. They had wallpaper. It was the rough job. I think she's good, Nikki. Sharon told me, like, let her tell y'all what's going on with her. She said I talk too much. But I talked to her this morning and she seemed to be doing well. So she should be back. She should be back on the scene. She told me I talk too much. Yeah, definitely. No, I got it, Leslie. I knew what was up. But yeah, so definitely like that works a lot for kids. Kids really I think the kids that don't do well in regular school, no, some of the kids get bullied too. It's just a vicious cycle. The process of growing up and the um the things that kids are going through, the things that kids are dealing with at that age, which a lot of us we dealt with a lot of things, maybe not as much as what they're dealing with now because they just have so much access to so many different things due to the advance in human technology, etc. So I know it's got to be a rough thing because it was with me growing up. So I can get that, guys. This internet is ridiculous. It'll kick you out of here in a minute. But I'm back now. So yeah, definitely. So anytime you can encourage someone to find what it is that they love to do and give them some tips on how to make that into a personal business, that's a beautiful thing. I really believe that that will benefit many of those children. So when I go and well, when I see my client again, I definitely suggest to her that, and I don't know what their budget is because I think it's privately funded. I don't think it's. I'm almost certain it's not government funded. I think it may be privately funded by those. It's not a private school by any means, but like funding, etc. I think I don't know for sure. I asked her, but I know that if they put things into the school systems, especially for those who are not doing well in the regular format, things that can really teach, and they should be teaching this in regular school as well, teach individuals how to become entrepreneurs, etc. It'll go a long way to keep them motivated and doing the things that will probably benefit them in the long run versus feeling as if they're in school not really feeling it because it's not really speaking to them. You know what I mean? So I really think that's going to go a long way to help these individuals. So I only planned to be there like 30 minutes. We ended up talking for like an hour because they had a lot of questions. And some of the staff had questions, you know what I mean? So it was lively. It was good. It was my first time ever doing that, actually speaking to kids and actually sharing my story and trying to make things, trying to share with them what it is that I went through, why I experienced what I experienced, but more importantly, uh, really trying to share with them the avenues to try to get themselves into doing something that's legitimate, but able to create money for those individuals in order to give them a better chance of not falling into the drug trap or not just giving up on life. You know what I mean? Because again, I've seen that scared straight tactic, and I don't believe that works. And if it does work, it works at a very, very, very minimal percentage wise. Individuals are not scared into doing the right thing. Very few are scared into doing the right thing. I attest for that myself. You know what I mean? So that's what I think would really work for the kids. I think it will really bring about a change in their mindset as far as what it is that they can accomplish and make them more interested in school. Because you got so many competing things going on outside of school. And you have a lot of instability in the home. And then if you're living in an environment that is conducive to drugs, poverty, violence, etc., it's very little that you're going to be able to really do to keep people from falling into that trap outside of teaching those individuals how to make money the legal way, build the business, give them that inspiration that from the inside that they want to do what it is that they need to do in order to get out of it. But at the same time, they have to feel like they have the ownership. Even at that young age, guys, people want to be free. And they always feel as if they're controlled. Now, you need control, no doubt about it, especially when you're a little wild animal like most. And I'm saying it not in the way that they're animals, but when you think of real young individuals who really got all that energy, no guidance, you think of a little puppy who just want to keep on running back and forth throughout your house, etc., with no real direction. So you have to control and correct those things. So you got to have some control. I get that. But at the end of the day, everything that's born on this earth want to be free when it's in its right mind. So you have to give individuals that idea that they are owning things, that are running things, even though you're pulling the strings. That gives them a lot more motivation. Feeling controlled, that doesn't motivate anybody. It makes individuals become resentful. You understand what I'm saying? And those individuals who are not resentful, they just end up falling back and accepting what it is that's going on, and they never really reach their maximum potential. So that's what we're dealing with today, guys. All right, so I got like 4 more minutes. I'm getting out of here in 20 minutes, guys. This won't be a long one. Oh, okay, Les. I see you. See, your 4 sons. Yeah, okay, yeah. I understand that. That's true. Prayer is good, but like I said before, guys, prayer alone definitely ain't going to do the job, obviously, for these individuals. You know what I mean? So you have to give them something tangible. Like, I'm not against prayer. I'm not against those individuals who do pray. Again, I'm not religious, but I am spiritual. I do believe that there's a higher existence to my being and to everything else that exists on this planet. But I deal with the reality of what it is that I've seen over these 47 years and the reality of what's going on right now. You know what I mean? The reality is this: if you're not giving individuals in the inner cities tangible things, then the inner city is going to continue, not only the inner city is going to continue to be what they are: a mess of violence, drugs, crime, etc., because of the tangible things that are not being done and the outside forces that don't mind allowing them to continue to exist in that situation, because they end up profiting from that situation at the end of the day. And again, it takes a lot more. It takes really tangible solutions, guys. We got to build things. We got to construct things for these kids, or teach them how to build and construct for themselves. That, again, if it's not tangible, it's not working right now. And that's been the case for a long, long time. That's cool. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. I'm glad you was able to do that and accomplish those things. And that, like, literally, that is a beautiful thing. And again, like I said, there are exceptions to the rule when it comes to certain things, but the rule of the day right now in the inner cities, in the hood, particularly in those spots, is that crime, drug, violence, jail, early death, drug overdose, all those things are the prevalent forces in those conditions. And those conditions need something tangible for those kids to grab on to, because they're not believing in the God, the prayer, etc. They're not seeing it and they're not believing it. I've seen it all too often. Yeah, Detroit is it's real. It's real deal out there in Detroit. Big city. A lot of crime in the city, a lot of poverty in the city. And again, if you don't change the environment, for most individuals, they're going to succumb to the environment. And that's another thing that we talked about at the street school. Most of those individuals are in environments that again lead to situations that allow them to be involved in negative types of behavior easily. And those schools, they try their best to do what they can do during the time that they have those kids. Excuse me, which is a good thing. But again, they only have them for a certain number of time, a certain amount of time during the day, and then they send them right back to the same environment. It's not their fault that they have to send them back to the same environment. But if you don't teach them how to produce something, then they're going to get involved in that which is right there in their face. Because again, beyond the gang activity and beyond the feeling of needing to be a part of something, the inability to create something on their own really can make an individual not feel worth what it is that they say. I mean, feel the worth that they are. Because I struggled with that growing up. I struggled with feeling less than what it was that I really was able to be. Number of things goes into that. But again, at the end of the day, the solution for me is really get these kids involved in things that's going to allow them to be owner of their own thing, no matter how small it is, and something that is going to allow them to produce income. I said this before, in this society, in the capitalistic society, we must be able to produce income because this society is built on capitalism. You have to have money in order to be able to succeed. You have to have money in order to even be able to exist in this society. And if you want to create a better environment for your situation and for your family situation, your ability to create wealth is definitely at the top of the line. And I'm not saying that you don't need spirituality, you don't need moral or moral compass. Of course, you want that in individuals. But at the end of the day, you definitely need income in this environment. If not, your chances of escaping this environment unscathed is slim and none. But it can happen. I've seen very few who came out of the hood that I came out of it be successful, but some were. Most of us, we fell victim to what it was that we were up against. You know what I mean? We either became drug dealers or we became drug users. We either went to prison or we went to the grave, or we became what I call defeated at a time. We were defeated, meaning that we might not be selling drugs, we might not be using drugs, and that's hard drugs, but we became alcoholics or drank a ton of beer and just became complacent with barely surviving. And we may have even gotten a job, but we had no drive to do more because the environment had broke us. You know what I mean? Many of us, not me, when it came to that, because I got involved in drugs, which was again detrimental not only to me, but detrimental to the people who I was exploiting and taking advantage of. And not only them, but their children suffered, their families suffered, their mothers suffered, etc. So it's real. So when I go back and I think, how could you really be beneficial to individuals? Try to teach them how to be entrepreneurs, especially for those who don't do well in regular school. Those individuals really want to be free. They don't know how to be free. They don't know how to be free in the right way, but they want to be free of the confines of regular school, but they're doing it in a way that is not beneficial to them in the long run because they're rebelling in a way that is detrimental to their own growth and well-being. So those individuals, teach them how to be entrepreneurs. I think school in general should be teaching a ton of entrepreneurship, teaching finances, all those type of things. All this stuff I'm learning on my own with the finance, the entrepreneurship, I'm learning on my own. You know what I mean? It would have been great if I would have been able to get that while I was in school, but it wasn't there. It was just the arithmetic, etc. The language, mathematics, and science, those things are definitely essential. But a lot of that other stuff that they're not really going to use mathematics in the sense of either it's being toward engineering or towards financing. If it's that mathematics that is just allowing you to break down equations that you can never use in life, then that's a waste of the individual's time. Entrepreneurship would be much, much greater use if they really put that into the school systems and help these young kids to really guide them in the right direction or give them a direction that's going to benefit them. All right, I said I was going in 20. Now I am going in 30, guys. I got 5 more minutes and I'm going to get on up out of here. And besides, and Leslie, the only one chopping it up with me in the comments anyway. I appreciate that, Leslie. Everybody else don't disappear. But yeah, but basically, again, I just really came on to discuss what it is that I talked about at that school. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't a big fan of going and doing those things, but this was my first time doing it. And that right there, really, look at Nick. Nick, you about to get in trouble. Where you working at so I can call your boss? I don't like to use the word boss. Let me take that back. I have a problem with boss. You know what I mean? I don't want anybody to ever call me a boss. That's just me. I just don't like that term. It just reminds me of like a slave and slave master type term. You know what I mean? But nigga, I'm gonna reach out to your peeps. Let them know you ain't acting right. But yeah. I really don't like, yeah, I'm with that, Leslie. I don't like that. I would never consider myself the boss of anybody, to be honest with you. I just don't like that terminology. When I get to a position to allow and help people to do the things that they need to do with my help, that would be me helping them. I'm providing an opportunity for them. I'm never their boss, and I hope that they will be able to develop their own unique skill to be able to do their own thing. But if I ever get a chance to really bring people on board, I would definitely bring people on board. But they would never refer to me as a boss or anything like that. I just hate that. I hate that terminology. What's up, Marv? Yeah, I hear you, Marv. I'm gonna call your peeps, let them know that you listen to entertainment on the job, Marv. You know how we go back and forth. No, I'm with you, Marv. Yeah, I just hate that terminology, guys. I hear a lot of people use it, and I'm like, nah, I just don't want to use that. I'm not going to use that. And again, I would never allow individuals to refer to me as their boss. I don't like that shit. Excuse my language. Just don't sound right. But yeah, so really dealing with like the speech that I had earlier with the kids, Marv. I'm just catching you up a little bit. We had I went and spoke at a downtown street school in my city. Spoke to teens who are at risk, and I actually had a good time. I wasn't really inclined to do those type of things, but one of my clients asked me if I would do it, so I decided to do it, and I actually enjoyed it because the kids had a ton of questions, and we just didn't focus on the negative. We focused it on entrepreneurship and other things. They were truly intrigued by the veganism. Some of them was totally against it. Some of them had actually two of them came up at the end and said they wanted to learn how to be a vegan. So I'm gonna give information to my client who works at the school that can help give them some information on what it is they can do to try start going in that direction. But it was fulfilling, you know what I mean? It was actually fulfilling to be able to sit down and talk to those kids. It was a little different than what I thought. I really didn't expect that I would like to do that, but I actually did enjoy doing it. What's up? What's up, Simply Natural? And again, like I said, when I spoke to the kids, you had white kids, you had Hispanics, and you had blacks. Those were the predominant kids in the downtown street school. You know what I mean? So, and again, guys, for me, it was about all the kids too. It wasn't just about the black kids, even though I got the unique history with them, being that they're the descendants of slaves as well and their ancestry. But for me as an individual, I hate to see anybody suffer. You know what I mean? And that's just my personal being. I understand that. I get that. So I really did have a great time talking to all of those kids, to be honest with you. And it was challenging, like not disrespectful, but they had legitimate questions. And they're going through legitimate things. So that's some legit stuff. What's up, everybody who slid into the house? What's up, Lori? I see you. Lori, you coming in on the tail end. I'm about to get on up out of here. I should have been out of here about 15 minutes ago. But I saw Marvel come in the house, and me and Marvel, we have that back and forth. We go at each other. Yeah. Well, like I said, it's more or less, I don't believe in fearing anybody into trying to change. Those kids are not going to be feared into changing. That's not going to happen. The change for kids who didn't make it in regular school would be more in line with teaching them entrepreneurship. I talked about that earlier with a lot of the people who have been in the house. So if you see me repeat myself, I'm just catching those up who came in a little bit late. And again, I spoke at the downtown middle school. We spoke about my past, which many of them are experiencing. Either someone in their life is going through it, or they may be involved in certain things that's going to end up leading to one of those outcomes that I was saying earlier. But as a whole, it was a great experience talking to those kids. But teaching them how to be entrepreneurs will be one of the great things that the school could do for those kids, in my opinion, because that allows individuals to have and to develop some self-worth beyond looking at other things. What's up, Margaret? Looking at other things and becoming more in tune with what it is that they're dealing with. But it gives them a sense of ownership and self-worth. What's up, cuz? I hear you. I know you late, Alicia. My cousin in the house, guys, Alicia Ray. So yeah, that's something that's it's going to be something that I probably do more often. Again, I wasn't really inclined to be doing that, speaking to kids, etc. But again, this was a good thing for me. My client actually got me in there, and I actually enjoyed speaking with them. More so, I enjoyed the questions they had, and more so, I saw that many of them do have what it is that they want to do. They just don't know how to do it and how to beat the environment. And I think, again, the best way to beat the environment that they may find themselves in, most of them inner city, poverty, violence, drugs, etc., is to teach them how to be an entrepreneur, and not in a way of selling dope, etc. Yeah, cool. That's cool, Simply Natural. I feel you on that. That's great. What's up, Donna? Donna in the house, guys. Y'all say hello to her. Thanks for loving the channel. That's good work. Send me some information on your stuff, Simply Natural, so I can learn a little bit from you about what it is that you're doing. Help promote it. And also, like I said, for me, help me learn. I love learning. What's up, Slane? What's going on? So if you're late, guys, again, we're just talking about, I had a talk today down at what is called a downtown street school for teens that got either kicked out of high school or having a lot of issues in high school, or was being bullied, etc. So you had a large range of individuals, from those who were having behavior issues to those who was actually being bullied about the school, etc. So I had a talk with those guys and young ladies, and they made a good impact on me. Again, I wasn't one that would do the speaking. I didn't see myself as one that would like or enjoy going in front of kids and speaking to them, because I felt as if too many times it was based off that fear, trying to fear kids into doing the right thing. That doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Very few individuals are going to be feared into doing the right thing. The fear of prison, if that was the case, many individuals would not be in prison, because we all had that talk. Most of us had that talk growing up. When you go into prison, you know you're prison, you're going to be dead. These kids are not fearing death or prison. You understand? What they need is something that's going to entice them to love life. And I think entrepreneurship, teaching them how to maximize their unique potential, is going to be the key to teaching these or giving these kids that inspiration that's from within. Anytime you have ownership of something that's your own, you take more pride in it and you become more engaged in life and doing the things that's going to be the right thing for your life. And that's, hey, what's up, Vicky? What's going on with you? Got Vicky in the house. Well, it's a good little turnout for unexpected, I think 1 o'clock type of, let me look at this clock. Turnout. Yeah, almost 2 o'clock. Again, guys, I just be popping up on here randomly, so you might catch me at any time. What's up, Jay? I'm trying to do my best. I'm doing my best to make things happen, guys. You know what I mean? And again, it wasn't really on my agenda to be talking to kids and trying to guide them in that way. It was more on my agenda to just do what I do, and hopefully that what I'm doing as far as the teaching would land in their lap somehow. But again, my client asked me to come to the school, so I came to the school, and like I said, it was a really good experience because they gave back to me a lot, because I saw in them a lot of desire to want to do the right thing, but just stuck. Which, you know, what I mean, I felt that way before when I was young, and not really knowing where they fit in this society. So trying to fit in with whatever is popular, and most things that are popular that's in their age group is things that leads them into certain behaviors that are not beneficial. What's up, Lemora? Welcome, Lemora, into the house. I think this is the first time I've seen you, Lemora. Thanks for coming. Hopefully I'm pronouncing the Nora. That's with an N. For those of you who don't know, I can't see when these lights are flashing like this. So if I chop up your name, just correct me. I've been known to chop them up. And even if I can see the name, sometimes that pronunciation just don't come right. What's up, Stephanie? I ain't see you. I saw you now. Slane, Alicia. Hopefully I got everybody. What's up, Violet? What's going on? My day is good, Violet. I had a good day. Again, if you're just coming in, I spoke at the downtown street school in my city with some at-risk teens, etc. And it was actually something that was real positive. What's up, Lillian? What's up, Lillian? Peace and love. Yeah, so it was real positive. So again, I just was kicking it about really not just about my experience as far as me being trapped off, ending up going to prison behind selling drugs, etc. But I really wanted to focus on the entrepreneur stuff that I was doing, and to hopefully give them inspiration that they could do entrepreneurship. Because again, at the end of the day, guys, I really believe, especially for those kids who don't make it in regular school, that teaching them how to become entrepreneurs, which you have a variety of things that you can do for your own, especially with the technology, it's really going to give them inspirations to do better, to be better, and to hopefully overcome the environment that they find themselves in. The environment is a very powerful influencer on anything and everybody. So if you can overcome that environment for those kids, this is what I was telling them, then you can have the best opportunity to get up out of there. But it's hard to overcome that environment, especially if you haven't developed the tools to be able to make money the legal way. And many individuals are not really built at that time to really want to work for somebody. So even at that young age, still want to teach them. And if you have to work for somebody, I understand, no doubt about it. So it's definitely something that was beneficial. You know what I mean? Definitely. So I probably would definitely be doing that a little bit more often. Again, that wasn't something that I was inclined to do at all, but I feel like I got something to give them as far as the entrepreneurship, not the fear of going to prison, etc. Although I have that. Again, love you too, Jay. New Jersey in the house. Again, if you're first time up in here, you can shout out your city. Yeah, so definitely, guys, this is definitely it was definitely a learning experience. It was a good experience. And hopefully, again, all of us can do something, you know what I mean, to help give individuals hope, and not just hope though, give them tangible tools to be able to create something. That's the key, guys. Tangible tools to be able to create their own is definitely what we need and want. You know what I mean? All right, Clarksville, Tennessee in the house. All right, thanks, Simply Natural. That's cool. So, guys, we stand 10 more minutes and I'm gonna get up out of here. What's up, Rosanna? Jacksonville, Florida in the house. Thanks for coming in. Again, for those who just stepped in, we just chatting it up about this. I had a talk with kids, at-risk kids at a downtown street school in my city, and it turned out to be something that I really enjoyed doing. And basically, what I'm saying is entrepreneurship. Everybody is not an entrepreneur. I understand that, but for kids who are struggling with dealing with regular school and things of that nature, or in an environment that hustling, drug dealing, and all that other stuff is prevalent, then if you don't teach them the ability to do entrepreneurship in a legal way, more than likely they're going to fall victim to either hustling or any of the other traps that are in the inner city. I know this. I've been there. I've done that. So I see that. I don't have the. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. And I cannot. I'm just gonna say love's life. Can I call you Fifi? Because I definitely can't say the whole thing. You know what I mean? All right, Fifi. But yeah, so that's something. Excuse me. Still dealing with that those allergies. They're a little bit better, but they're still tackling me a little bit. Way better than it was last week. But yeah, so again, I feel as if my contribution would be more of trying to teach individuals, give them tangible tools, and work with others to teach them how to be entrepreneurs in their own unique way with their own unique talents, so to speak. So I would love to work with schools in that way. I don't know that I would want to own a school because it's just not really something that I know that I would want to spend the time, and I don't have the money to do that on my own anyway. So that's definitely something that can be beneficial, though, because again, students are spending half of their day at school. So I think that schools have to focus on different things, especially with those type of kids right there. But yeah, so at the end of the day, guys, just really trying to be aware of what it is that's going on, trying to help in my own unique way, but most of all, trying to do things that would benefit myself and benefit others. There's no one solution to the issues that plague the inner cities. You know what I mean? and not just black people, but people in general. Because one thing I do understand is unless you're going to move away from this country, and even if you do that, most countries are integrated with a number of different peoples from the earth staying there. So I know that you have to be able to deal effectively with any and all people. So you have to teach individuals to deal effectively with themselves, but also deal effectively with others when you live in a multicultural society as this one. So really teaching individuals takes a lot of effort, and it's no one solution to getting individuals to move in the right directions, because everybody faces something unique that affects them uniquely, because we're all different. All right. What's up, Marilyn? I see. Yeah, I would have to look into that, man. Like I said, I don't know that I want to do it like that. I just know that I did enjoy this specific um, sit down with the kids. I would have to figure out how I could do that and still benefit beyond just talking. You know what I mean? I would have to see who I can merge with in order to give them something tangible to do. I don't just want to be talking. I want to be able to really have something that could be in place that allows them to do the things that we talk about doing, building entrepreneurship. And that takes money, and that takes time, that takes connections. So I would have to develop those type of things if I wanted to really go into that. So I would think about what it is that I can do and bring to the table and how I can try to connect people in order to make these things work. But I definitely will be doing that. I will be speaking with my client who works at the school, and we'll see what it is that we can come up with. But these things take time, and also, again, I ain't living in a lap of luxury right now, so I'm hustling. Like I got 59 different jobs. Got 59 jobs, so I got to make things happen on that front as well in order to be able to even survive. All right. What's up, Ann? Oh, I see you, Ann. How you doing? Glad you was able to make it in. Guys, I got 2 more minutes and I'm bouncing up out the house. So, Ann, we were just talking about my talk at this downtown street school in Winston-Salem, talking about a few things. I really enjoyed the speak. It was something that I intended to do, but one of my clients asked me to do it because she worked there, and I actually enjoyed it. So be looking into doing more of that in the near future and try to figure out some tangible things to make things happen. All right, guys. So I'm about to head out, sending you peace and love. You enjoy your day. Thanks for stopping by. And thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for the comments. I really do appreciate you guys. You have a beautiful day. And if you haven't seen my comedic video dealing with the black going to bed black, you guys check that out. It's a video that I just did. It's real short video, but it makes a little fun at people using lightning things to make themselves appear white. So if you hadn't checked that out, check that out, guys. All right, sending you peace and love. Peace.